All right, we got Kiodiekin here. We got Pyromondo.
What's
We
up,
got Pyro
how you
Ethics.
doing? CZ in the house. What's up? Pyro Ethics right here.
We're about to get this on the road here at the demo night 2017 RedApple.
Kio's up here.
We got
Hey,
like
up,
this
Keo?
bad boy. What's up?
Who else there? We got Pyro Ethics next to CZ Caltech, next to
Kiodiekin.
Kiodiekin.
Yeah.
This
So
is
we gonna light this
this
bad
is like
boy
a
up.
pyro powerhouse here. You gotta stay clear from these guys. This is dangerous.
All right, guys, so here we have it, an exclusive interview with the one and only Doug, owner of RedApple Fireworks. Now, Doug was able to take some time out of his busy schedule for this interview and give us some insight about this year's top deals and what's going on in China and the firework biz as a whole. I did have a few sound troubles during this interview, but Doug had a lot to share today and some things he told me that absolutely blew me away. Brand new prices, a new website, but I'll let him tell you the rest. You know what time it is. All right, guys, here we are on my channel. It's been a long time since I've done an interview, but here we are today with Doug Berta, and Doug got me in front of the camera, and I'm here, so I hope you guys are able to tune in, enjoy the chat. I asked him to come on here a few weeks ago, join me, because it's been a while since I've done any type of interview. So I just want to find out what's going on in the firework world, talk to Doug for a few minutes, and I hope you guys enjoy the show. Doug, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This is Doug. I'm one of the owners of RedAppleFireworks.com, and we sell fireworks.
Yeah, and so for those of you guys who didn't know, I have a hobby channel. I know it's kind of different or difficult to run that type of channel with YouTube analytics. I mean, my channel first started off with RC cars, and so I then ventured off in a little bit of fireworks, a little bit of everything else, and of course video games and everything. But I definitely want to bring some content for my firework lovers because I'm really passionate about the community. So we got Doug here. So Doug, we got a lot of questions for you. And one of the first things that we want to talk about is what's all the new product with RedApple Fireworks, man? I mean, we're excited.
You and me both, brother. Man, it's been an interesting year. You know, this year we developed, I think, around 100 new products this year, and all of the products this year were totally custom made. So there's a couple different ways to design fireworks. One is to just go to the factories and just take whatever they throw at you and slap your label on it, and that's what most of the fireworks companies in the United States do. For us, we're on the total opposite end of that. We never take anything the way that we see it. We always customize it. We always have an idea and find the factory that is going to be best suited to produce our idea into a firework. And this year, man, we were ahead of the game on everything. We went to China early. We got all our sales confirmations signed. We had everything rolling in production, and then in December, there was a very tragic explosion at one of the factories. Not one of the factories that we use, but it was a bigger factory in China. And when that happens, China shuts down all the factories until they can do their investigation. And so they shut down. And then the next week, another explosion happened. And it's very rare. Usually you don't hear about this happening at all. But we had two explosions 2 weeks in a row. And then by the time everybody was talking about rolling back into production, boom, the pandemic hit, and the whole country of China was shut down, and then the whole world got shut down. So we've just been trying to roll with the punches, and we're in a pretty good spot right now, actually. But it's definitely been a wild ride to get those 100 products produced. But we should see the majority of those. We have a bunch already in stock, and we have the majority of them should be in stock over the next couple of weeks. So we're in good shape generally.
That's good to hear. Before, I just want to back up a little bit. So one of the things that I personally loved about RedApple Fireworks, and this is actually how I met Doug when I came to the store, the thing that really impressed me was how they packaged their product.
Yeah.
So many years ago, I think it was back in 2000, 2001, I had some fireworks from somebody. I think they brought them over from the border of Mexico. And I had them for a few months, maybe a year or so, and all the pyro was just leaking and falling out of the firework after a while. And I can tell you, I've never had that happen with any type of Red Apple product, where I've had it for like 6 months, a year, a couple of years. I mean, the stuff is still there. You don't pick up a box or bag and pyro's leaking all over the place.
For sure. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was one of the things I definitely admired was the quality and product you guys
Appreciate it. Yeah, that's the thing for us. Like, there's a couple ways to produce any product, right? You could have a nice shiny box with garbage on the inside. You could have like a low key box with something really cool on the inside, or any combination of that. But in my mind, when I got into the business, I was like, you know what? If we're gonna do this, let's do it the right way. Let's find the highest quality stuff we can find, and let's pay for it, right? I mean, you can't buy a Toyota and end up with a Lexus, right? So when we go to the factories, we're looking for the Lexus fireworks factory. You know, we're not looking for the Toyota. So for us, it's like, if we're gonna have a quality product, let's use our artistic and our creative talents also, and let's put it in a good looking box. And people have started collecting our boxes, actually, because they're all limited edition. We change them up every year. And so there's like a series of, even the same product can have different labels from year to year. So it's a fun way to do it. It's a cool way to do it. But yeah, I appreciate the compliments. That's what we look for, quality first. I mean, and I know it sounds cheesy, but it's our business model. It's our mantra. It's our philosophy. We don't sell junk. You know, we just sell good stuff.
Yeah, definitely, because I know walking in your store is like walking into a big candy store.
Yeah, every time. It never gets old.
Right. So, what else is going on in the fireworks business? So, with everything that's kind of going on in the world with the whole COVID-19, uh, where do you see the fireworks industry really going right now? I mean, as far as fireworks season, as far as shipments and stuff coming in from China, can you really speak about that a little bit?
Sure. Yeah. So shipments, right now, everything's progressing well. There are some rumors that, the government may shut down some of the ports. I don't know that there's any plans, like solid plans, to do that yet. If they did that, everybody would be hurt pretty bad. Luckily, at RedAppleFireworks.com, we have a shit ton of product, so that's not really a concern. We'd love to have all the product that's on the way, but if we, for some reason, didn't get it, we'd be fine. The bigger concern for the industry is that a lot of the industry just sells for 2 weeks out of the year, and then goes back to doing whatever it is that they do when they're not selling fireworks, just working people, with the regular jobs. So I think those smaller companies, the mom and pop shops, I think those companies, I think, are going to get hit pretty hard regardless. One of the biggest companies in the industry, they're called Jake's Fireworks. Their brand is world class, and they sent out a message today to all of their customers, and they're not given any credit this year. They're only selling fireworks based on cash, and
Wait, they're not doing any credit card sales?
No, no, no. So the fireworks industry functions pretty heavily on the ability for the suppliers to extend credit terms to the sellers. So like if you want to open up a fireworks stand, usually nobody who's supplying you with fireworks is going to make you pay for those fireworks up front. They're going to give you those fireworks and then they're going to say, just pay me on July 5th after you sell everything, right?
Right.
And so one of the biggest companies in the country today sent around a message saying that they're not going to give credit terms to anybody. Everybody got to come to the table with cash. Otherwise, they're not going to get fireworks on credit. So that's really going to hurt the smaller businesses, especially for a big company like that. So I think that there's ripples. Things are rippling out, and I just feel fortunate that we're a direct to consumer brand. So I just feel really fortunate that we get to deal directly with the people who are ultimately consuming our fireworks rather than a whole bunch of resellers. That's one of the ways we keep our costs down too, even with the quality product. But I think because of that, our customers, you all, are going to be fine. I mean, you shouldn't see too much of a difference in anything that we do. But industry-wide, there's definitely going to be there's stuff happening now, and there's ripple effects that we don't see yet that are definitely going to pop up that are going to hurt a lot of people.
Now, what about those vendors? Like churches and businesses, the nonprofits that usually sell TNT closer to around the 4th of July. How is that going to work? Because I know typically companies like that, they forward the product and then they do the sales and then they give them a small percentage off of whatever business they did. You think that's going to be interrupted as well?
I think that's going to be interrupted pretty hardcore, especially if the lockdowns keep going. I heard that California is considering extending the lockdown through the month of May. So a lot of people were saying that it'll all be over on April 30th. But I heard, California, I'm on the West Coast too. I heard that we on the West Coast are going to get like the last wave of the pandemic. So that'll definitely interrupt the ability to conduct any sort of in-person sales. I mean, listen, if they're only letting a handful of people into a grocery store at a time, and that's like, we need food to eat, there's no way they're going to be like, oh yeah, just set up your fireworks tent, don't worry about it. So I think you're going to see many fewer of those pop-up shops happening, and I think you're going to see a lot more people looking to purchase fireworks from our company because we have an amazing website and it's fully e-commerce enabled, and you just hit it up and we can ship the fireworks right to your door. So it's kind of like Amazon.
Maybe California will let you guys ship to California. I mean, maybe COVID is helping in that direction with all the firework companies. Instead of walking in the stores, you can order wherever you want.
So I can speak to that if you want me to.
Yeah, go ahead.
So our business model, because we're in Nevada, the way that we conduct business, we can ship fireworks anywhere because it's legal for us to ship fireworks out of Nevada. People buying fireworks, like people in California, for example, you would have to know what your laws are in your jurisdiction. So the thing is that we ship these fireworks using freight carriers. So like LTL is what it's called, less than a trailer load. And we palletize the products and we shrink wrap it in black shrink wrap so you can't see what's inside. And there's nobody tracking these shipments, So if you wanted to, we could go on RedAppleFireworks.com and order fireworks to California, and nobody would know the difference. So it's legal for us. It's totally legal for us to ship. Whether it's illegal or not for you to receive them is, number one, a question for you, and number two, a risk you got to decide if you want to take or not. We've not had any problems.
So it would come directly to a person's front door in California.
Sure. Yeah.
Oh wow. Now, see, I know when I talked to you before, I know things like sparklers and smokes. That was perfectly fine, but this is all brand new to me.
Yeah, sparkler and smoke has been fine for a while, but honestly, because we're operating totally legally, essentially the risk is on the buyer, and we're very clear about that on the website. If you want to take the risk, and you're comfortable with that, we will ship to you anywhere in the country. And like I said, we haven't had any problems, and we've been shipping all over the country for a year now. So we're rocking and rolling.
Is this the first time any fireworks store owner has actually admitted this? Because I have never heard this, Doug.
Well, we're not doing anything illegal, so it's not like I'm admitting anything. We're not subject to the laws in California. We're subject only to the laws in Nevada, and we're in 100% compliance.
I'm talking about like even all the stores on the East Coast. You just don't see a posting that says, "Hey, you know."
People are stupid, man. People hear each other talk and they think that people know what they're talking about and they just follow each other like sheep. So
Man.
it's good for us. No problem with me. No problem for me.
Well, I know what to do with that stimulus check now. So
Buy
next thing,
groceries with your stimulus check. Don't buy fireworks. Buy groceries.
hey, I'm already stocked. I got all my cans of spam. You know.
Nice.
So since you are a business owner, and I know we talked a little bit about this, you know my channel. I have a lot of video game content and everything. So a lot of business owners, I won't name them, they have factories over in China. How do you think? Because I know you said a lot of those factories are right there where the fireworks are being made. So what do you think is going on with some of these video game manufacturers that are in the same province? Um, Maybe distributing or maybe getting their stuff on the ship. How do you think they're maybe affected right now with what's going on in China?
I think anybody producing any goods in China for shipment out of China is probably feeling pressure right now. Video game manufacturers in general, electronic manufacturers in general, a lot of that's centered in province of Guangdong. And Guangdong is a hugely populated province. Shenzhen is in Guangdong, so you know a lot of the electronics are manufactured there. And they
How far
were
is that away from Wuhan?
it's far. Um, Wuhan's more northeast-ish, and Shenzhen is much more south. But you know, it's a pandemic, so the virus has been everywhere in China. So I would imagine that if what we hear from the Chinese government is true, which you know it may or may not be, but if what we hear is true, I think everybody's impacted, and I think if there is any sort of you know hot new console or new product coming out of China and you can grab it, I would grab it. I think that there's going to be a lot of industry shrinkage in general in the Chinese economy.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of things too. Like as far as certain products are kind of hard to come by. I'm not too familiar with the Nintendo Switch, but I've just been seeing some posts that they're sold out in stores. So I'm not sure if there's a
Mhm.
connection there or not. So,
Crazy. Might
so
just be people are home and they're like, "What do I do? I want to play Nintendo. I better get a Switch." You know.
yeah, true. I prefer Xbox, as you guys all know. So, so how things going on in Michigan with Mike? Maybe I should have invited him on too for a chat.
Oh, he's probably already crashed out, but yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, Michigan, everyone's shut down right now, but the stores are physically shut down, but the website is 24/7, and we're shipping across the country. So we've not had to lay off anybody from our staff since all of this happened. Everybody's continuing to work. Everyone's staying busy. Everyone's getting ready for the 4th of July. So that includes Nevada and Michigan and Alabama. So we're proud of that we didn't have to lay anybody off. We didn't have to do any pay cuts, no benefit cuts, nothing. Actually, we just got done hiring a couple of new people. So
Nice.
everyone's rocking and rolling, man. Everyone's just waiting for 4th of July to come around.
Right. Yeah, because I can tell you here, as far as what I know, a lot of the businesses that I'm affiliated with, they're expecting to, I think, May 30th, and maybe to the middle of June, to the lockdown may be over.
Crazy.
Yeah, because and it's weird because a lot of this information was passed around back in January, which I told you about because they were preparing back then.
I remember. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
A lot of people didn't hear about this until now, and I was like, listen, they're going to shut down for like 60, maybe 70 days or so. Because
Yeah, you were sending me all sorts of information before the wave hit, and I was like, man, I don't know what to do. And then everything you sent me was like spot on. It was crazy.
hey, I always like to give people the heads up because what's the point of having Facebook, people's phone numbers, and you can't even say, hey, listen, here's a heads up, or at least be on the watch for this. So you at least, even if it doesn't happen, you at least know what to watch out for, and you
For
kind of
sure.
see it coming down the pipeline.
For
So,
sure.
yeah. Well, Doug, so tell me, demo night, what do you got for us?
Just had this conversation today with my team, man. The governor of Nevada, Governor Sisolak, he shut down everything. I think about a month ago now, a couple weeks, 3 or 4 weeks ago, shut down everything. He's been very strict on trying to contain everything, trying to stop the spread, which I really respect. Sucks for the economy, but better than everyone dying, I guess. So if he opens up the ability to have gatherings, which currently are not legal in Nevada, Honestly, I don't know if we would even still consider having a live demo because, you know, imagine he opens the band and everyone's like, yeah, let's go to the demo. And then we have like, last year we had 2,500 people. So this year will probably be, maybe 3,000, 3,500. So I think even if the governor opened up and said, opened up the restriction on gatherings, I don't know if I'd be comfortable hosting like 3,500 people at a gathering, right? Because that's all we need is for one infected person to show up, not knowing they're infected, and now you got another wave of the pandemic, all because of the RedApple Fireworks demo. So
Yeah, and yeah, you don't want people to run off and say, "Hey, RedApple Fireworks was responsible for."
for sure,
Gotta, so
yeah.
you know how the news is.
So the conversation we had today was it was a really positive conversation. Actually, it was how can we take the in-person demo experience that our customers are used to and translate that onto something you can enjoy from the comfort of your home. And we had some amazing ideas today from the team. So I think we're gonna, it's a month away today, right? Like it's scheduled for May 9th. So if we can pull together half of what we talked about on the phone today, I think everybody will still have a really great time, be really impressed. And I listen to a lot of like electronic music, and I don't want to say EDM because I don't listen to like cheesy club banger stuff. Like I listen to like minimal techno, and a lot of the minimal techno producers out there have been doing home casts, and they'll like get on and they'll DJ for like 10 hours straight live stream. And I was checking out some of the ideas that they were using to make people aware of what they're doing and get them involved. And I think that there's some really cool stuff happening there. So I might take a leaf from that, from some of those books, and transplant them into the RedApple demo area.
People will be understanding about the whole thing. I just think it's how do you make it entertaining from somebody's living room for fireworks. It, especially trying to shoot live video and get maybe the quality.
It's a challenge.
I know there are a few ways to do it. I know I could do it. Like let's say if I was remotely there myself, and had my camera there and was running it through my program, and then I could upload it, maybe or record it at least in 4K, 60 frames, 4K 30 or something like that.
Yep.
But if you're trying to shoot it from your phone, then obviously YouTube and Facebook, they dumb everything down to 720p.
Right.
You're not going to get that vibrant quality you're really looking for if you're looking in person.
That's true. Yeah, very true. We got some ideas. Yeah,
that's cool. That's definitely good. Is Mike planning on doing the same thing too out there in Michigan?
Yeah, I think so. I know we got a lot of people on the East Coast and Midwest who are just as bummed as we are out west about the situation and how it might impact the fireworks. So, RedApple, we are not just a West Coast company. We're a West Coast company, or we're a Midwest company, or a Southeast company. So we're not trying to leave anybody out. Definitely want to include the whole country because everyone loves fireworks. There's no reason to ignore half the country. It's just because we can't meet up in person and have a demo. So.
Especially people don't have Disneyland right now, so the one thing we can look forward to is fireworks.
Make our own Disneyland.
That's definitely true. So, besides all that, let's talk about all the good news about RedApple and the product that you guys have coming in.
Cool.
Your top 5, maybe 10 products that everyone should have their eye on this year.
Top 10 is 10. Will make me go crazy. We'll be here all night. So let me see. Let me give you top 5. I'll see if I can give you like one from each category or something like that. In the canister shell arena, we revamped all of our canister shells this year. So they're all now 6-inch canister shells. We have new factories for most of our shells. And one of the things that we really did this year was a lot of people give us flack because you don't need all the space that's in a 6-inch shell. And so, to some extent, I agree with that. But if you know how to engineer the shell, you can use all of that space to your advantage. So what we did is we really packed the ends of the shell, on the outside of where the powder sits in the middle. And so the whole idea with a canister shell is that because it's a canister shell, it's not going to break round like a ball shell. So unless you really pack the ends of the canister shell so that when the fuse hits the ignition, it explodes from the center and snaps open into as much of a 360-degree burst as you can. And a lot of times when you see like those half burst canister shells like Excalibur, they're notorious for those like 180-degree bursts. And that's because the material that they're using to pack the shells is letting the explosion come out of one side of the shell rather than snapping it in half and letting it flower out, right? So long story short, this year we got a new shell called the Geisha shell. It's from our Pagoda product line. And it's all different willows. So everyone's all about the Nishiki Kimura. At RedApple, we call that the Platinum Willow. I found a factory that produces an additional 3 kinds of willows that have that like super long hang time. And so we custom design these effects. We have 4 sets of 6, and each set of 6 focuses on a different kind of willow and has like an additional effect thrown into it. So canister shells, you must get the Geisha shells this year. They're going to be out of control. I just saw some samples. They're sick.
Sale right now. How much are those?
It's on the website, RedAppleFireworks.com. I think they're around $2 for 3 24 packs, which would be 72 shells and 12 launching tubes. So it's a good deal, and they're super strong. And actually, our new website lets you pre-order fireworks. So I promise you the geishas will sell out. So if what I'm talking about sounds appealing, you must go pre-order the shell because they will sell out this year for sure. So that's my canister shell. For cakes, for aerials, in the XL arena or the Barrage Finale arena, we developed a new kind of cake this year called a compound cake. And a compound cake is kind of similar to the finale sets that we do, where we basically pre-curate the show for you. And if you light all of them at the same time, you'll have an amazing finale. But with the compound cake, we take it a step further. And so imagine, those zipper cakes, like the Barrage Finale is like 200 shots. So you're limited to 500 grams in any one cake. So even if it's a huge cake, you're still limited to 500 grams, but everybody wants more shots, right? So we took 2 500-gram cakes and positioned them right next to each other in the carton. And the effects are made to complement each other, right? So if you light the fuse on time, then you're going to get the same symmetrical effects happening at the same time coming out of both cakes. And with 2 cakes limited to 500 grams, you can get up to 1,000 grams of powder. And you don't have to take them out of the case. All you got to do is take the top off. The fuses are right there. Just connect the fuses, light them, run like hell, and you got a sick finale. So those are called compound cakes. So we have 2 compound cakes this year, and those are going to revolutionize the Barrage Finale category. No one else is doing this, so we're really pumped. It's another RedApple first exclusive. So those are cool. Let's see. Oh man. We have, Roman candle barrage.
Right.
So, back when we were kids, like if you want to have a Roman candle fight, you're limited to like 10 small shots out of one of those like magical Roman candles, right? So now we have Roman candles that can have up to 200 shots. And so I'm not saying you should go and have a Roman candle fight, but if you were going to have a Roman candle fight, you would definitely want to use the new Mother of All Blunts barrage candle that we have.
Mother of all blunts.
Mother of all blunts, like blunt, and it's wrapped like in blunt paper, so it looks like a burning blunt, and it's 196 shots, and each shot has a brocade crown tail with a neon color pearl at the top. There's no other barrage candle like this in the world. It's all custom designed, gorgeous fireworks. So those, and you can actually see a video we just put out on IG earlier this week for the Mother of all blunts. So that's one to watch for. So let's see, we got canisters, compound cakes, barrage candles, fountains. Last year we got a couple of fountains in that came kind of towards the end of the season. They were delayed, and one of them, maybe you got it. It was called the Tiger's Roar, and it was inspired by another fountain that comes from Winda called the Spartan Scream.
So is that a 500-gram fountain?
Yeah, so it's a fully loaded fountain. It goes for like 2 minutes. The whistle is like ear piercing, like you have to cover your ears, and it
You're
has
saying
a
that
ton of
this
effects.
one is louder than the Spartan Spring.
Yeah. This one is packed. This one's ridiculous.
That's insane because I remember you said that you were going to get another one that was equivalent to that, but it would be better than the Spartan Scream. So I was like, no.
This is it. Yeah, this is the one.
So
Yep.
you have a video of it?
If it's not on the website, it'll be there soon.
Okay, I definitely got to check that one out. And how many comes in the case without it?
That one, because they're so big, we put 2 in a case.
Just two in the case. Okay.
Just 2. Yep. I don't know if you need any more than that. Honestly, you'll be deaf if you do more than 2. You'll be like, I can't hear anything.
And I usually like to carry at least 4 or 6 of those. I got rid of the fountains, the small fountains. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go straight 500 grams. If we're going to have a show
For sure.
longevity, I'd rather have something for at least 2 minutes of long duration. So
That's it.
a lot of people love those, but me personally, I prefer something with longevity. I know, like even I think it was last year. Yeah, I think it was last season. I know you had the wedding sparkler that was like
Yeah. 36 inches. Yeah.
yeah. So I got a few of those. Definitely love those. So posted a video on it. So I think that video is doing pretty good. But yeah, I'm a duration man. I love stuff that has long duration. So
We got a couple fountains like that this year, so definitely keep an eye out. We redid our ice cream cone this year. A whole new set of effects, and that one I think is a minute and 40 seconds, something like that. So that's going to be a good one. And yeah, so we're pretty excited.
you got one more firework. So you did the fountains, you did everything else. What's the last one?
Let's see. My mind is going through like our website right now.
You can name an assortment if you want to take its place.
If I name an assortment, then I'm going to have to tell you about another cake and the assortment. So let me tell you about a cake that I just thought of. We got a new cake this year. It's called Killer Moth, and the Killer Moth is huge. Physically, it's huge. It's like I think it's like 36 inches long, but it's 50 shots. And when it shoots, it has these effects that make it look like a moth or a butterfly effect in the sky. So it has like 2 wings, and then it has like 2 comets with pearls on top that look like eyes. And so when it shoots, it actually looks like a display of a shape of a butterfly, which is really cool. So that's Killer Moth. And then our best-selling family pack sampler assortment is consistently a Panda Box. And we're loaded on the Panda Boxes. We're about to release a blog on our website about why the Panda Box is so awesome. Long story short, it's because it's very reasonably priced. It contains all traditional Chinese fireworks that are like either aerials or aerial fountain combos, which are very cool category of product. And they're easy to give to your friends, and they're cheap enough where if you use one of them and sell the other 2, you're going to pay for your whole show. So it's sort of made for people who want to do a little flipping, little fireworks slanging on the side.
You know what? I know. I think it was a couple of years ago. I did a video. It was on my YouTube, and it was called like the Fountain Finale Boards. And the reason why I made
Cool.
the video was because I know a lot of people may buy an assortment and think, okay, well that's just enough for us for like an hour. And what I encourage people to do is probably get a case of those or several cases or even several assortments, and don't look at it as just light it up one at a time. Go ahead and fuse them all together. And get
Definitely.
a bigger show. And because it's time consuming just walking back and forth trying to hand light things, and that's the time consuming part, is just looking at each firework. Go ahead and fuse them all together, get your extra fuse, included in that, and light them all together, chain them.
Definitely.
Give
Yep.
yourself a great show for your neighborhood.
I'm a big proponent of that, man. I don't know if you know, if you ever watch Cody B, his channel on YouTube. Cody does some really innovative stuff with the way that he presents fireworks to people who aren't like fireworks pyro enthusiasts, But if you go on his channel and watch some videos, you can get some really easy, creative ideas on how to do exactly what you're talking about. So he did a video using our Panda Box, and I think he called it something like fireworks show on a budget. And he did the whole thing with the board and all the materials and all the assortments for like under $50, I think it was. And if you watch like the finished product, you're like, I can't. There's no way this is $50, but it definitely is. So I'm all about what you're saying.
All right, maybe I should call him right now and see if we can talk about it.
Yeah, let's do it. Wake him up.
Hold on.
Oh, you're really calling him? That's funny.
Yeah, I'm calling right now.
Where is he in?
He's in bed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 'cause-
He's in South Dakota, right?
yeah, he's in one of those states.
Yeah, in the true Midwest.
Right, definitely. Yeah, I think one of the coolest things I saw on his, I think it was his Instagram page, he lit a rocket. I'm not sure what it was, a mortar under a lake, and it was frozen, and it gives you this nice effect under the lake. So
Cool, very cool.
it was what kind of fuse or whatever he lit, but that was a pretty cool effect. Checking it out.
Yeah, definitely some obviously waterproof. I don't know what kind of rocket it was, but yeah, that's cool. Definitely.
Yeah, but I think even if the fuse is hot enough or whatever, it'll last in the water for some time period until, it was a pretty cool effect.
Definitely.
Doug, anything else you want to, share with us? Oh, before I forget, so I know, like, even, I think a few years ago, I was talking to Doug about it. One thing that I was hoping RedApple Fireworks would ever do is, like, do our own custom assortment package for people, maybe sponsored or name it. You guys ever see something like that in the works, like a Kiodiekin assortment package?
We could do it, man. I'm down. The only issue is that we got to figure out what goes in the assortment, and you have an unlimited number of choices in terms of colors and effects. So that would be like you need to come to Vegas. You can stay in my house, and we need to spend like a week of just like sitting down and figuring out what pieces you want in there, what kind of effects, where they're going to fit, that kind of thing. And then once we have that, then we just either send that to China or take it to China and work it up. That's easy, man. That's what we're good at now. That's what we do. So no problem.
Yeah, I just thought it'd be cool, like, for anybody just in general to have like their own personal firework or assortment package named after them. I mean, that would just be like a really good thing for the community. Be like, just
Do it.
personalized. That way people are like, oh my god, like I had a firework or something or an assortment named after me. That would just be pretty nice.
It's easy to do. If you know the right guys, it's easy to do. And then I gotta give you my shameless plug, and that is that you know we have a brand new website that just went up about a month ago. It is lightning fast. It's very functional. It's very informative. And when you buy fireworks on RedAppleFireworks.com, we can ship them right to your house pretty much anywhere in the country. Guaranteed lowest prices, guaranteed highest quality, all that stuff you hear over and over. But with Red Apple, we really mean it. So you should definitely at least check out RedAppleFireworks.com and make sure you, if you can, link our social channels below because we're really active on social like you are. So we appreciate it. And thank you so much for the interview, man. It's appreciate it.
It was nice us always talking to you. I know last year we hooked up at CES. It was really different. We were there
That
at
was fun.
Sports Arena. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I met your mom. I met your other brother. So.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, Doug's got to go. I mean, it's been really nice having him here on the channel. I will do a live video recording of the website, RedApple Fireworks website. And
Cool.
I'm shocked to hear that you can order to California and to other states. So I'm sure you guys will be happy to know about that with all the coronavirus stuff going around. But again, I'll link everything in the description below. Please like and subscribe and share this video. But I just wanted to introduce you guys to a very prominent business owner who is familiar with a lot of things going on. He has a very good following, very good man, has a very nice family. And I'm just glad he was able to join us here on the channel.
Thanks, Keo. You're the man. I appreciate it.
All right, thanks, Doug. Appreciate it, man.
Peace.